right.
Here with reaction, North Carolina Congressman Mark Meadows, Texas Congressman John Ratcliffe. It must be noted that but for these guys and Devin Nunes and Jim Jordan and Matt Gaetz, and I can't mention everybody, and I would even argue our ensemble team, we wouldn't be where we are today. And you guys took a lot of heat for all of this. How do you interpret? I find the remarks by both Congressman Meadows, the Attorney General, and John Durham, the extended remarks, particularly of the Attorney General. If I was one of the deep state operatives, I would find that particularly ominous, and I think I'd be lawyered up faster than you could say good morning.
Well, the Attorney General needs to be applauded tonight because what he's done is tried to put a frame behind the report that we just saw. Now, Inspector General Horowitz and his team found a lot of great facts. I believe they reached the wrong conclusion based on some of their limited tools. But more importantly than that, what we know is, indeed, Trump officials were spied upon, secretly recorded. But also what we know is that President Trump, then candidate Trump, was treated very differently. They went in, did a defensive briefing with him. What did they do? They sent a special agent in to spy on him while they're supposed to be saying, you need to be protected from foreign interference. And I mean, I'm sure they said, listen, be careful. You never know who's spying on you. The only problem was Donald Trump didn't realize it was his own FBI.
You know, Congressman Ratcliffe, here's what's interesting. So Jim Comey goes in January of 2017 to Trump Tower. He tells the then president-elect that the dossier's out there. It's salacious and unverified. Yet in October, the top of a FISA warrant, correct me if I'm wrong, John Ratcliffe, does it not say the word verified on it? And do we not know today that it's unverifiable? So did he lie to the president-elect Trump, or did he lie both before and after the Trump Tower meeting and certify it was verified? He lied once. He lied somewhere in there.
It does say verified at the top, Sean. And, you know, it was almost exactly a year ago today that Mark Meadows and Jim Jordan, Trey Gowdy, and myself deposed Jim Comey. It was December of 2018, and after that deposition, he came out, stood in front of a spray of reporters and said, they asked me a bunch of questions about FISA. FISA abuse is a bunch of nonsense. Well, if you read the Inspector General's report, very clearly, as the Attorney General just laid out, it wasn't just FISA abuse. It was systemic, repeated abuse, gross abuse, misrepresentations, false statements, refusing to provide exculpatory evidence to the FISA court. And that was under Jim Comey's watch, and he knew very clearly. He
signed it, Congressman. He signed it 3 times. He certified it was verified. If Sean Hannity, what would happen to Sean Hannity test? I think if I lied before a FISA court, premeditated lies with an unverifiable document, I don't know. Maybe, I think, probably, likely, I'd probably be charged and put in jail.
Sure.
And even Mark Meadows couldn't get me off, as great as he is.
That's true, Sean. You would actually not only have run into a problem with signing off on that. But, you know, Jim Comey is out there doing a victory dance. The only reason he's doing a victory dance is because he's not in jail. He's maybe celebrating the fact that the IG community now found him inept, but they didn't find him criminal yet. But as we start to look at this, they're bragging about all kinds of things, and John Ratcliffe is exactly right, bragging about all kinds of things that are in this report that shows another thing. Adam Schiff's memo, not only was he wrong not once, not twice, but 3 times, he deserves 4 Pinocchios for lying to the American people on what was there.
Stay tuned. My next segment, I have a history lesson on the congenital liar, just for him. All right, last exit question. Do you believe that when you use unverifiable material, they knew it was unverified, they were warned it was unverified, do you see charges coming down the road, Congressman Ratcliffe and Congressman Meadows?
Well, I do see charges. I mean, in this FISA abuse summary from the Inspector General,
lying to judges. Isn't it wrong to lie to a judge?
Well,
I wouldn't lie to Judge Judy.
Very clearly, what's laid out is these aren't just errors and omissions. These aren't typos that are in there. You had someone working for Peter Strzok, a lawyer working for Peter Strzok, who, when Donald Trump got elected, sent a text message that said "Viva la Resistance." That very same person took an email that identified Carter Page as an operational asset for one of our agencies and changed it to say he was not, so that it could be submitted to the court to continue a renewal of the FISA. That was illegal. Yeah. And so I would expect, just on that basis alone, that you'll see criminal referrals and prosecutions come from this, Sean.
Mark, what do you expect?
Yeah, so Sean, one of the big things, the two statements, one from Attorney General Barr and the other from John Durham, is very telling on what they've seen. But what we also know is that after the president was inaugurated, after he was actually sworn into office, they knew that he was innocent. They continued an investigation. Someone needs to go to jail for that.
All right, and I'll forgive you, Congressman Meadows, in particular, you and Jordan, that wouldn't share the information you knew, and you would only answer one question: am I over the target? That's it.
Well, you're still over the target. You're still over the target.
Thank you, sir. All right, joining